I'm on a journey to become a pro builder in Bloxburg, going from chaotic plots to realistic outside-the-box builds. Follow along to see my improvement and maybe teach you a thing or two as well. This is Unboxing Bloxburg. Hey everyone, welcome back to Unboxing Bloxburg. This is episode 3 where we are going to do a little bit of a challenge. So, this challenge will be where I have to build in a 1x1 square all the way to a 5x5 square. Let's give this challenge a go. Alright, here's the 1x1 area. Now, you're probably thinking, what the heck am I doing in this 1x1 square? What will I make in there? Well, I have an idea. I think it might be pretty cute. We'll see how it goes though. But I'm going to be making a treasure chest. I'm going to try my best to use basic shapes and try and work this out, but I have no idea what I'm doing. So we'll see how it goes. Alright, so first what I started was with a basic shape on the floor. Then I went with doing the sides with structural planks. Then I was just trying to figure out how am I going to do the lid of the treasure chest. And I tried basic shapes at first and that did not work. So I decided to go with planks and like resizing them and transforming them into a curved shape, which helped leave it hollow on the inside. It ended up working alright. I wish I could do better and knew how to do better, but that's the point of this series, is to become better. So I think for my first go, this was pretty good. It wasn't too bad. I think I did alright. I just kept moving it around, mucking around with it, trying to work out the shape of it, and then I eventually got it. Right now I'm struggling with the other side, so while I was making this, it was just being so annoying. I don't know what was happening. I thought it was supposed to be the same as the other side, and then it was just being really confusing. So I tried to do it, and I eventually got it right, and made the full shape of it. So right now I'm just colouring it, and this is where I discovered that you can actually press shift and then click on something to recolor it to what the colors were that you were using previously. That was mind-blowing. I never knew you could do that, so I thought that was so cool. But yeah, again, that's why I'm doing this series, so that I can learn new tricks. So continuing on with this, I started filling up the inside with some like treasures. I used shells and recolored them to look like gold coin. I put like a little jewelry box inside as well. Then I decided to outline around so it gives it a bit more detail, like in the picture. Then I put coral around it as well. Well, technically plants, garden plants, but I colored them to look like coral because I thought, a bit underwater. Pretend it's underwater. It's not on the beach or something. Alrighty, and that concludes my 1x1 space. Look how cute! I think I did pretty good for a 1x1 area. That's not bad. How cute is that? I've just got some little coral around there in the little 1x1 square. So that's challenge number 1 done. 1x1 square. Let's move on to the 2x2 now. Alright, now that we've done the 1x1 square, let's move on to the 2x2. So here's the layout we're looking at, 2x2. Let's see what we can make. So for the 2x2 area, I think I want to make a little ice cream cart. let's give this a go, shall we? Alright, so I started out with a basic shape and I resized it. So I've moved it up, transformed it upward as well, so that it would be carried by the wheels, which I did find in the decorate section as well, just some wagon wheels. Then I decided to put some poles up because I wanted this to have a cute little awning of some kind, you know, just to have a little top, just in case if it like rains or something. You definitely don't want your ice cream getting wet, so I thought it was a cute little idea to have that. And I went with a blue, white and yellow theme for this ice cream cart. So I was just using some structural beams to detail the cart and make little lines around it, just to add some cute details. Then I found this menu that I thought would be so cute for the different ice cream flavours. And then I just experimented with how I was going to make the ice cream boxes and how I was going to actually display them. So I just resized some basic shapes and put some structurals around it to make the ice cream storage container. Then I recolored it and I put some shells on top so that it looks like it's been loaded up with ice cream, and there's like little lumps of ice cream and scoops in it. And then I put them within this cute little display. I think for a custom cart, it turned out really, really well. And I just put like a little stool in front of it as well, just to make it look cute. But I think it turned out amazing. I'm really proud of this one, it's so cute. So that was part 2 of this challenge. We just did the 2x2 area. Now onto the 3x3 area. Alrighty, so I've got my 3x3 area here, and you're probably wondering what I'm going to do. So this time I'm going to make a lighthouse. Well, try to at least. We'll see how it goes. But let's start making it, I guess. Alright, so first up I put up some walls and then I hated the shape of it and I tried it again. I wanted it to be quite rounded looking. And then like the picture, they had like these stripes of red and white going around. So I tried to do that for each of the layers. And I liked these pointed windows, so I gave those a go. Then I just resized a bunch of windows to try and make it like as open as possible. And I wanted this like weirdly rounded pointy kind of top, so I tried to do that. Then I really tried to make the bottom of it like thick compared to the top, you know, because some of them like have this gradual incline and it's nice, it's quite thick at the bottom and then thin at the top. I couldn't figure it out, just couldn't work it out. So I tried it so many different ways, but I didn't really like them in the end, so I kind of just left it and put mounds of sand around it and everything because it's so old. Then I just put the swirly stairs in the middle. And then I realised it was off and I had to just move it around to be able to put it in the right spot. And then to make the light, I just used a basic shape and just a normal light. I feel like I could have done better for this build, but I was kind of over making it when I was just struggling for so long to make that stupid bottom part of it, but it's okay. It was alright in the end. I think it turned out kind of cute, kind of nice in the end.
It's actually kind of cute. My lighthouse. Not bad. Let's go inside. Obviously, it's not very light or coloured inside, but I feel like lighthouses are like that anyway, you know? So let's go up. Ta-da! Big light. Oh, this is actually so pretty. You can see everything from here. That's a very cute lighthouse. So now I've done 1, 2, and 3. And if you haven't guessed it already, I'm doing a beach theme challenge for this one. So everything's going to be beachy and summery kind of vibes for these builds. So as you can tell already. So now we've got the 4th and the 5th one to do. So let's get started on the 4x4 plot.
Alright, this is the 4x4 area, so let's get started.
Alrighty, so I was just working at the layout for this, and it took me a little while to figure out what I wanted, but I ended up going with this. And I just wasn't sure what to do with the windows, but I knew I wanted a window right there. Because I wanted this like cute little awning made out of like the, you know, that grass kind of look, grassy awning kind of thing. And so I was just trying to work out how to make this, how do I do it, and so it took me a while, but I eventually got it. I was just resizing shapes and trying to work something out that looks best, trying to make what fit my vision. And I ended up landing on this cute green colour, and yes, that is the dirt stain texture, but it actually looks really good. It like gives it a different kind of texture. It's not like, it doesn't look dirty, it just makes it look interesting and gives it some different texture, you know? And because this is a surf shack, I really wanted to make surfboards. So I just kept experimenting and working something out, but I had no idea how to make a surfboard. So I just kept trying to make something, working something out, and I eventually landed on this design and this idea. And I was just putting details around it. And I eventually found an easier way to make it, because then I had to do it again because I didn't put it on a basic shape. So yeah, I had to make quite a few surfboards. So I started making it again, and this time I learned my lesson and put it on a basic shape so I can be able to make multiples of them and easily move it. Then I tried making some different size surfboards, and I remembered to put it on a basic shape. Because, you know, surf shops don't have one size. You know, you gotta have different sizes for different heights of people, so it only makes sense. But it did mean I had to make multiple more surfboards. It was very tedious putting it all together. Just adjusting and moving and adjusting and moving and adjusting and moving these tiny little shapes and structurals just to get it to look nice in the way I wanted it to. It was definitely worth it in the end. They just look so pretty and I love it. But it was so hard, so you have to be patient to make it, that's for sure. Then I started experimenting how I wanted the surfboard rack to look. So I went with these like little poles that sort of stick out and hold the surfboards upright. And then I had to make a bunch more surfboards. Fun fact about me, I've never been surfing. I've always wanted to, and I love the beach, I love swimming, and I just want to learn how to surf, but I've never done it. Maybe one day, maybe I'll give it a go. I would like to, but it also looks extremely difficult. Then I just started putting in some more surfboards, resizing them, making a few, recoloring them, and making the rack itself as well. I left a few spots blank and open, so like a few surfboards have been sold kind of thing. And then I was just trying to find as well different tables I could use for the front desk kind of thing, and I thought this one was so cool because it looked like a surfboard, but it was just too big, unfortunately. And I found these little flower things that would be perfect for like spots of sand. And then I just started decorating, some posters, a clothing rack, some sunglasses and some jewelry as well. And I put like this little seashell basket. Then I put some surf bags, sunscreen, some thongs. Yes, I'm from Australia, we call them thongs, not flip-flops. And then I used the yoga mats and made them like towels. And then I put some fins that are customizable for your surfboards just out to the side there. And then I just started putting in the last finishing touches. Alrighty, so here is the finished building. I think it came out so well, it's so cute. So when we go inside, there's a sunglasses and jewelry spot where you can try on as well and have a look in the little mirror. There's a seashell box, and then you've got a couple shelves of accessories and things. And then we've got all of our surfboards over there to the side, and some fins that are customizable for your board. Then there's some towels. I'm pretty proud of this. So that was the 4x4 area, guys. Let's move on to the 5x5 now. Alright guys, here's my 5x5 area, and I think I'm going to make a little beach home, little beach house. We're going to try my best. We'll see how it goes. Alrighty, so I tried doing a few different layouts to get this house right, the way I wanted it to, but every time I tried something I didn't really like it, and I ended up scrapping it and trying again in different ways. But I eventually settled on this design, this idea, and I think it's not too bad. When I was putting together the kitchen, it was so hard, like I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what I was going to put there. It was just a lot to work out, and it just looked so heavy with all the cabinets around, so I tried to put in a few open shelving rather than the cabinets. Then I decided I wanted to do put a few more rounded details. So for example, this counter, I tried to do a wooden design with wood lines going through it and make it a bit more rounded at the end of the counter. A bit more of a different design, and I thought it ended up looking really nice in the end. Very tedious work. And then I wasn't sure what to colour the kitchen, so I just decided to leave it for the moment and work on a window. I wanted to do a little custom open window. So just kept adjusting structurals and planks and things to get it right in the way I wanted it to. And it ended up looking pretty cute, I think, in the end. Then I started working on the bathroom, and I had no idea how to do this. I didn't know where to put things. I didn't know how it was going to work out in the end. So I just kept experimenting, trying to find where I wanted to put it all and how it'll fit. I eventually worked out a nice layout for it. Then I decided to do a custom mirror, like one of those ones, cabinets that you open up kind of thing. Then I decided to just start experimenting with the staircase, because I wanted it to be a lofted house and the bedroom at the top, but I just didn't know what to do, didn't know what to pick. So I ended up making my own custom ladder type staircase. There is no method to my madness. I just started placing planks down and seeing how they look and adjusting and moving things and readjusting and moving things again. But yeah, I just try to put it together. It took ages to do. Then I wanted to do a custom coffee table kind of thing, and I wanted to make it look like a surfboard. So it took me a little while to get the shape I wanted, but I eventually got it, and I thought it looked pretty cute. I think I could do better next time, but it was pretty good for what it was. I also decided to do a custom couch, do this like curvy looking couch design. I ended up following the tutorial. I'll try and remember who they are, and I'll let you guys know in the comments who they are, and you can go give them a follow. But they were really talented Bloxburg builders, so I was pretty happy with how the couch turned out in the end. Then it was time for me to start working on the roof, and I wanted it to be a hollow gable roof, and obviously Bloxburg doesn't have that yet, unfortunately, so I had to make a custom one, and it took me ages, literally ages to work it out. It was so hard, and so I just kept adjusting and moving things, and I eventually worked out how I wanted it to look, but it was so hard to do. I also wanted custom skylights in there as well, so it was so hard to do it all together. You couldn't do walls, so I had to use basic shapes to do the walls because of the shape of the triangularness and the triangular house. It was so hard, but it was worth it in the end. I think it looks really nice. Also, I didn't realize at the time, but the wall thickness and the thickness of the basic shapes are different, and so they all looked a little bit weird in the end and had like a bit of lines going through the walls and not very flat. In the end, it was okay. You couldn't tell much once it was all coloured and things. So it's just moving things around, working out how I wanted it to look. Then I started making a custom railing. I think it turned out pretty cute. I said I wanted to do like a bit more of a rounded kind of thing, so I used these arches and customized them to give it a bit more of a rounded look. Then I decided to put some wood details on the roof. I completely forgot what they're called, but like there's a specific word for what they are on the roof. So if you can remember, let me know. Then I just started decorating the bathroom and working out how I wanted that to look. I found this really cute decal of like a green tiling, and I thought that was gonna be beautiful in the bathroom. I was going for like a modern beachy kind of look. And I did a bit of an inset for your bathroom products. And again, the rounded look, so I added a custom arch in there. Then I just decorated a couple things and recolored a lot of stuff. I went on a bit of a colouring spree. Then I made the custom skylights and just detailed them. I decided to put the tiling in the bathroom in the kitchen as well. Then I just started decorating kind of all over the place, whatever I can find in the decoration area, and just started putting them everywhere. Trying to give the home a lived-in vibe. Then I started working on the outside, and the basic shapes, since they're not double-sided, I can't colour one side and then colour the inside. So I decided to leave it. It was just too difficult for me to change it. I think the overall house looked pretty cute in the end, and the outside too. I like to give each of my builds a different story, so I think that this girl is studying in uni and she just loves the beach and loves to surf, so I think she's just got a little home near the beach to study while she's doing uni. The house ended up having the perfect amount of everything that you need. It is only one bedroom and pretty much only one person can live here, but it's the perfect little home for a uni student like her. Alrighty guys, so here is the finished product. Let's go inside. So we've got the living room, beautiful chandelier in the middle, little study and eating space, kitchen, beautiful bathroom in here. It's got everything you need. Pretty proud of this bathroom. And there's the bedroom. We're just gonna ignore the fact that if it was a real house, you wouldn't be able to get upstairs because you'll need the window always open to fit through because the roof is too small to get through. Alrighty, so that is the 5x5 area. I think it came out pretty cute. Now, I know that this is going outside of the 5x5 area, but I would just like to do a little bit of decorating around the outside and add a little porch, some gardening, things like that. So let's just finish decorating it. So I'm starting off with the porch here, and I wanted to have like a sunken look, like it was like stepping up into the porch. So I added a basement and tried to make it a little bit more sunken in, and then so I could add a cute little staircase up to the porch. I realised though, unfortunately, I didn't leave enough room at the front of the house, so I wasn't able to do a big, nice sunken in area, but oh well, what can you do? You live and you learn. I added a surfboard, because the girl likes to surf, and I just put a little railing around as well. I recolored rocks to look like sand, so it looks like sand piles around. And then just added some plants and things. I put in some palm trees, a couple that Bloxburg had made, and I also made my own custom palm trees that we learned in my last video how to make. If you guys want to know how to make these palm trees, just go to my last video of unboxing Bloxburg and you'll be able to see how to make them there. So trying to give the outside a realistic look by putting some realistic decal plants and also some Bloxburg plants. Added some monstera plants. They're my favourite type of plant. And here is the finished result. The entire 5x5 area all done. I think it turned out really, really cute. Look how adorable this looks. So beachy and cute, just looks so relaxing. I'm really happy with how it turned out. It looks really nice. You're just going to have to ignore some of the poles sticking out from the roof though. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a like, subscribe, and comment down below what you want to see me do next. And I'll catch you guys on the next episode. Have a good day. God bless.